Indeed, and we've heard a lot of rumors as well that there were many countries who were trying to boycott this World Cup. So what was the story behind that?
I think that's just blatant hypocrisy because a lot of Western countries were trying to boycott the World Cup. Germany raised a lot of voice, but just like the FIFA president yesterday said, if you want to look back at the history, what the Europeans have been doing for the past 3,000 years, you should be apologizing for the next 3,000 years because you have been impacting the world in every possible way. And if you want to go deeper into it, there's a great I would say some words that Piers Morgan said, and I would like to quote him in here. There are approximately 7 to 8 teams in the tournament out of the 32 teams that have homosexuality as illegal in their country. So you want to kick those teams out? How will you have the World Cup now? That's a fact. The second fact is there are laws in the United States, like the abortion law, which was recently passed. That law is very uncool to the Europeans. Do you want to not play in USA? Do you want to kick the USA team out? Do you have the balls to do that? Then you have UK. UK waged a war in Iraq, which was another illegal war. You want to kick the UK out? You want to kick England out? You want to kick all the teams out? You can't do it. So this is just like a one-way train. It's just blatant hypocrisy, and I think it's very silly because if you look at it, who is doing it? It's the Western press. They are just trying to hype it up as like human right abuses. So bro, don't go to Middle East for holidays as well. Why do you want to go in the Dubai sun and chill out? Just go to like Europe, go to your expensive holiday. You want the same luxury, you want that life, you want the World Cup to be sabotaged, but you don't want to compromise on your own like vacations. That's just hypocrisy for me.
That's a very, very good point. But Ali was mentioning sometime before that the timing of this whole World Cup, that affects the leagues and everything. So there are a lot of things that are interconnected, and the consequences of this World Cup are placed in this particular period of time. So how do you think that this will impact the whole footballing world?
So of course, Premier League especially has such a busy Christmas schedule and such a busy winter schedule. And now that you have November completely out of the equation and you have half of December out of the equation, the backlog of games is going to be tremendous, and that's going to place a lot of pressure on to the players especially, because they are going to be playing upwards of, let's say, 70, 75 games, some of them as well if they're fit. But that will lead to a lot of injuries, and we are already seeing that now, the effects of that. There are a lot of people, or a lot of players, top players who are missing this World Cup because of injury.
And the biggest...
I'd like to add to that. If you look at a club like Arsenal, for example, you mentioned the Premier League. A club like Arsenal, which I think it's fair to say are punching above their weight as far as the season is concerned. They're competing with a team like City, which has a much deeper squad, much more resources. They're doing so well. But a lot of their players are playing this World Cup. And the season obviously has been halted, and they're in Qatar right now. So if they lose a major player, say someone like Gabriel Jesus, he gets injured, who's been so integral to the way they've played this season, then what happens to their title challenge? So it's a little unfair that way, I feel. But I mean, every team has to deal with it, and let's see how it goes.